All right. So first on the list, highs and lows. Josh, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So, one high for me was that this week, I think it was on Monday, we had our first successful Care for Them Club chapter meeting at Swickley Academy. We had, I think, around five, no, I think it was like 5 to 6 people join, and it was like, I think 2 to 3 like brand new, like non-familiar faces. And I went through the slideshow with them. And at the end, I told them everything that we are doing and we are planning to do. And if they had any questions or if they wanted to do more for Care for Them to contact Jeremy so we can set up an interview or an informal conversation.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You have a low, and this doesn't have to be care for them related, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. So a low, I guess, is that I had 2 subject tests scheduled for last Saturday, and they ended up getting canceled. And I took the ACT a few days ago, but I got really tired. But it's chill because I had my SATs. And then what else? November's like in 2 weeks, and I have like 6 essays to write. So yay! But yeah,
That's kind of crappy.
yeah.
So can you explain why are you taking the SAT and the ACT? I feel like you've told me this
Oh,
before.
because
I still don't understand.
yeah, basically like uh I studied like for the ACT like all of early July, and I kind of forgot most of it, but I'm curious to see like how I would actually do. And plus, I feel like the ACT is a little easier, but like it's just like the timing's just a little off, like whack for me. So like yeah, I just wanted to try it out.
Interesting.
Oh,
Has Hopkins have any colleges said like you need this test to be taken, or is it all optional?
it's like all optional. Yeah.
That's nice. All right, I'll go with my highs and lows. I had midterms last week, 3 of them. I did learn though that at Hopkins, all exams are called midterms. So it's not that bad sounding because all exams are midterms. But no, they went pretty well. I made a video at like 1 a.m., a study vid, and I'm gonna edit that up, give it to Josh real quick. But so I thought I aced all of them, not gonna lie. Um, but I didn't, but it's okay because we're starting off the year strong. Um, but yeah, that's definitely my high is just being able to survive midterms and do pretty well on them. My low, probably the fact that because I studied for midterms, the homework assignments are piling up. And so I slept at 4 a.m. last night. I pulled a Joshua Currian and and we're feeling all right. We're feeling all right now. So it's still okay. It's still okay.
Good.
Okay. My high from this week, I guess, going off of Josh's point, I think that the club meeting was good. I was on the Zoom for that on, I think it was Monday. And another high is that our tennis team had our final match on Tuesday, and currently we are undefeated 8-0 in the section.
Oh, wow.
So that is great. A bit of a low. My partner and I played in Whitfield doubles today, and we lost in the semis. So that was a bit of a struggle, but we are playing for third tomorrow, so it should be good.
Nice. Nice. Are you playing? Do you know who you're playing against? Like, do you know if it's a singles pairing that is playing doubles right now, or if they're doubles?
I'm pretty sure it's a doubles pairing. I don't remember the school though.
God, I love playing against single players that are coming together for doubles. It's so fun just watching them rage when like someone does something wrong. But that's dope though. That is cool. It's kind of sad that the season's like you played your last match and it's only October.
Yeah,
Is
but
the
we have Whippeals coming up, like playoffs and states and stuff. So
Ah,
technically we'll
got it.
have more matches, but our season is over.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It is getting cold though. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather lasts. Do you guys play that sort of stuff indoors or is it outside?
Um, so it used to be indoors sometimes. Like we'd have some matches indoors and some outdoors, but now because of COVID, they're basically keeping them all outdoors. So it was so rough today because the wind was so strong in our last match. You know, it was a really big struggle.
Dang. Were the windscreens work at all?
No, they didn't. It was just too strong.
I remember this one school, like it was hilarious because they had the windscreens on, but only Josh, you know what windscreens are? They're like this huge tarp that's just strung onto, it's usually like zip tied or something super cheap right onto the fence and it's supposed to block out the wind. But there's this one school that we just went to every single year and half the tarp was just like flying up. Like they had the wind tarp there, but it does nothing because it's high up. And we're like, is this the year that they fix it? Nope. Is this the year? I don't think they ever did. But like that sort of stuff is just terrible.
Wind tarps never really work well, so
That's kind of true. But honestly, just like having them there, not blowing up like that is kind of helpful.
yeah.
All right. So now we'll move on to just the weekly report section. And because this is our first one, it's okay if you guys just want to report like something that you want to try next week. So this past week, what I've done is started reaching out and just kind of just like throwing out something and hoping like luck pays off. So contacted Pittsburgh Food Bank and they did reach out with some volunteer opportunities. Sadly, we can't go to them, and so I'll be announcing that later in the debrief. Um, and then also made a study video at 1 a.m. I was like half passed out, so I don't know if we should show that sort of stuff out there, but I'll definitely send that to you, Josh, after I look over it and make sure nothing too fishy is going on. And then volunteer match is something that I'm going to be looking into next week. There are programs out there, search engines that provide a platform for organizations to post, hey, this is who we are. If you're looking for volunteer opportunities, you can come to us and we provide this sort of stuff. And so that's a search engine and we can make an account. So I will be looking into that. The other thing is just typing up a sort of a mini bio and also a way for people to learn a bit about us and learn how they can help out, that sort of stuff. Basically, an advertisement paragraph that I am going to, I'll post it to Teams. But basically, what I'll be using that for is just going onto random LinkedIn profiles and sending them a direct message and doing advertising that sort of way. It honestly, like now that I say it, it sounds kind of dumb, but it did work because I've gotten like at least 3 or 4 of those DMs that are just complete copy and paste, but it definitely gets the message across. And then also our first fundraiser. Usually Aditya would be planning this out, but he told me he's got like these college apps, which is completely understandable. So I'll be planning out the first fundraiser. My target date is going to be having some sort of plan out by this weekend, and then hoping to do a super old school fundraiser where we stand outside of a parking lot or whatever, and set up a booth, advertise, and kind of a key point that we talked about was it should be to the primary goal of it is just to get knowledge info across, not necessarily asking for money across. So we're just going to go, if we fundraise like 2 cents, that'll be a huge win. If we're able to talk to like 10 people, that's a huge win. So keeping expectations low, but that'll be something hopefully going to be planned out by this weekend. And that is my report for this week. Do you guys any of you guys wanna do one, or wait till next week?
I'll wait till next week.
I can add something. So now that I'm sort of in charge of the curriculum, I've sort of been looking into the notes from the last meetings about the curriculum and some ideas that you guys have had for it. Kind of been like familiarizing myself with the layout and some, possibilities for how it could work. There's nothing really to report about that. That's just what I've been doing this week. And as I get more in detail next week, I'll give you more info. But yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And we can actually talk about that right now as the discussion portion. Um, we kind of have that big list, right, of these, like, it's pretty unorganized, but maybe it might be worth it to put a deadline on certain tasks and just set, we can say, all right, let's have the entire thing done by 2-3 months. That should be fair enough time.
Yeah.
2-3 months. So is that like December or something? It's like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, is that 2 months? What is
December.
October? Is October 9?
Today's
Uh,
No,
yeah.
October is 10.
Yeah. October's 10. So in 2 months, we'll be in December. Are
Got
you
it.
good,
Got it.
Jeremy?
All right, we're good. We're good. So if December, like end of December, we can just say New Year's. Hey, that's a good date. So if we can get that all done by New Year, or at least have, like, the first copy, we can kind of work backwards from there and be like, um, probably finishing touches that final week, and kind of work backwards, set up a sort of vision plan. And then maybe the first thing to do by this weekend would be, and this can just be done on the management team's chat, is we can all just kind of chip in as to what are some big points that we want to cover. So, and this is like super broad. You can be like, all right, maybe SAT 2 bio, and then the three like huge topics are SAT bio, um, the lab safety, and like lab basics, lab equipment basics, that sort of thing. And then we can dive into those three things deeper and be like, all right, I'll brainstorm a couple things with the SAT 2 bio class, some topics to like
Yeah.
divide all these into subtopics and just
So
like have that outline out.
something that I realized that as I was going through this is that if we want to have this as a 9-month thing, that's going to be a lot of weeks. So that'll be like 36 weeks of curriculum that we'll need to plan. And I think we're going to need more than just SAT bio, like lab etiquette and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
We need a
definitely. Definitely. So the 9-month thing, that was probably like super early on. I think we kind
Okay.
of talked about more along the lines of 3 or 4 months,
Yeah.
to condense it. And this outline, remember this outline, like this week, we could honestly just plan out not exactly like what each month we'll be doing, but or what each month of curriculum is going to be about, but we can just do what topics do we want to cover, which topics do we feel are necessary to provide for students who want like this edge in lab science. So it's just like big topic stuff. And we can honestly just get started with that this week and see where that ends up by next meeting. And I'll probably write something in the debrief as please give your ideas on like topics into the team chat. And then obviously, like, Mila, you can go and just like, I don't know, send a direct message and be like, yo, get your work done, stuff like that. And then and then Josh, for the weekly vids, I would suggest, so I'll be making them, but I'll be making them for backup reasons. So like this week I can cover for that. But definitely get a good grasp on like each week who's gonna be doing it so that we can have this, weekly content out and and definitely try and get the try and get a clear kind of plan on what exactly each step of the process, like how far we are, so that the club meetings can also be kind of productive. That's
Okay.
about it from me.
Yeah. I had some questions.
Yeah.
So so I know you talked about the volunteering opportunities, and based on the feedback I had received while asking kids to join, like members, um, they seemed really like into it. Like they wanted to help out like ASAP, and they were asking like when the next like rescheduled one was. So are we like thinking of doing like every 2 weeks? Like what do you think?
Yeah. So this week, um, organization that I reached out to kind of provided us with two things, and one of them is actually tomorrow, and then the other one is Saturday. Um, so it is kind of restricted with that one organization, and obviously I'll be reaching out to more. So um, as of now, it's not something that we can kind of set to as in like once every 2 weeks
Okay.
or go by that term, but we'll definitely try and I'll try and line up one sort of opportunity at least once a week, um, just to provide that, and that'll help obviously with more time and reaching out to more organizations,
Yeah.
and so I personally am actually trying to work on care for them stuff at least an hour a day, uh, and also running, but that's just like putting that sort of stuff a daily thing and seeing how much progress we can kind of make in that sort of time. So more opportunities are going to be like within our horizon, but I'll definitely be mentioning that if we do find another organization that is willing to do some work. Because right now, also with COVID, it's a lot of stuff is limited, which is I think that's our main obstacle to face.
Yeah. And I had one more question. So our board is almost full, right? How many spots do we have?
I have no idea about that, Josh.
Yeah. Right.
But
Um,
we are almost full. Um, and kind of the reason why I want to go and spam some people through LinkedIn is because I want to get like a professional onto it as well. So I'll be like personally reaching out to people,
okay.
and we'll see how that goes and if we can fill some more spots. Obviously, something else that we can do is just resend a super simple social media thing of just like, hey, reminder, we're still here.
Yeah.
You can fill out this form if you want.
Okay.
That sort of stuff. And we also talked about having a tutoring film or a tutoring form on Google Forms. So that could probably be something that we can do this week as well, getting that set up.
All right. And so I guess do we just uh do we just are we gonna make the bylaws and stuff like after the board's full?
Yeah, that was the initial plan.
Yeah.
But honestly, what do you think about this? So, what if we started drafting them now?
I think we should. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure because then if we started drafting them now, it doesn't mean they're put in place yet.
Yeah.
Because the main concern that I was thinking about is if we drafted them now and then told incoming new board members, hey, these are now the rules, but they didn't have a say in them, that's a little bit,
Yeah.
fishy
Let's
for
do
that part.
like a majority, and we could also like ask them, hey, is this like makes sense? What do you think?
Right, but the thing with bylaws is it is a unanimous vote. Like that sort of stuff is unanimous. So, um, you know what we can do? We can probably draft it, write it up, but don't like not operate by it yet. That's probably a better option. And you know what? We should probably come up with a date
Yeah.
for the next board meeting.
Okay.
right? We should probably do that soon too for this month.
Okay. You want to do something like uh, weekend? Not maybe.
Yeah, definitely a weekend. Like this weekend, is there stuff going on at school for that for this weekend?
Let me check my calendar.
When are apps due?
So November 1 is like ED and EA, but so I
When
guess
when is that?
it's like 2, 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, so we want to do a board meeting earlier, right? So that we don't,
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday,
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Sunday, is that football?
Yeah, Ashwin's gonna have a problem with that.
What about
We,
like afternoon? Does that work?
yeah, I mean that could work too. Do we
Yeah,
want to do an in-person for this board? We could do an in-person meeting for this board.
in person.
Yeah, we could do an in-person meeting for this board meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about me, but I
Yeah.
can maybe.
Oh yeah, if you wanted to join through Zoom, that's fine too.
Okay.
So, we were talking about
Sorry, I got
potentially,
kicked out.
no worries. We could potentially do a board meeting next week. Honestly, that might be a good day because then we could say we could do that board meeting after we do fundraising.
Wait, so
Or
what date are you thinking about for the fundraiser then?
so this
Okay.
week, the week after this week. Yes. Yeah. I'm really bad with dates, but it's the week after this week.
All right. So next week.
Yeah, let me see. Maybe like Saturday the 17th or the 18th, which means that that would be our projected date for the board meeting too, right? Or we could push one of those back to the
Oh,
24th, 25th.
board meeting. I was talking about like this Sunday.
What are you talking about this Sunday? Like
I was
a
talking
board
about,
meeting for this Sunday?
yeah, board meeting for this Sunday. Is that too early?
Um,
I'm going to do like an unofficial like everyone get together meeting.
yeah, you know what? We could try. Because what I'm thinking is, are we giving enough time for people to check their schedules and kind of plan around it? It's probably, you know what? It's probably safer so that we can also reach out to the people who don't check teams. Um, we can also do that, put that in. So maybe 17th,
Okay.
and then we'll push back the fundraiser if we have to. So potentially in person. Let me write this down. Potentially in person board meeting on the 17th, 18th weekend.
And do you know what's going on with the website? Like, is it like up? Okay.
No, sadly,
Okay.
um, honestly, you probably will have a better luck. You probably have better luck figuring this stuff out than I do.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll check. I'll ask them again.
Yeah, if you want,
Apparently they haven't checked. What?
if you need me to, I can check it.
Yeah, that'd be great actually. And just tell them to like turn on. I don't know what the deal is, but tell them to turn on Teams or something
Okay.
because communication is a struggle. But so here's what else I'm thinking. Um, I got into this one club that is using Slack, and I am using Slack right now for communication. It's quite smooth, much smoother than when we tried it.
Yeah.
So Um, potentially we could try that out for like a week. It does run like Discord, and I've heard apparently Discord's better than Slack, but it's worth it to try it out. Do you guys want to try that out?
Yeah,
Any
sure.
feedback?
I
Any feedback on Teams? Like, do you guys like Teams? Dislike it?
So I can't get Teams on my phone. I don't know why, but it locks me out every time. And I can't get notifications from Teams either. So I've just made it a habit to like check Teams once a day on my computer. So I feel like I don't know. I'm worried other people might be having that same struggle. Maybe it would be valuable to try something else, but I don't know if we want to change it when we've already like set this up. You know?
Yeah, I get that. But if we're having like big problems like that,
Yeah.
um, that's a problem. Okay, so you know what? I'll contact some people. You might be in it as a test run for some other communication thing. And we'll try that out. Are you guys more for Slack or Discord?
I don't. Well, see, the thing is, I had Discord, right? But then I enabled two-factor authorization or whatever, and I forgot my second password. So I know my like password and email, but I forgot the like two-factor key. So I'm basically locked out of my account, and I can never get it back ever again.
Is there a way to make a new account? You know what? Okay, we'll just use Slack then. We'll
Yeah,
try
I
out
can
Slack.
make a new account with my email or whatever, like a new email or something. I could
Yeah,
probably.
it's all right. Because this is what I was thinking too. If we use Slack, I feel like there's a smaller chance of somebody just muting our discussion channel than if we use Discord.
Oh,
So, so that's what I'm also thinking about. But yeah, we'll try out Slack.
okay, sounds good.
And yeah, it's not that much stuff because I feel like I'm the only one that uses the care for the notebook stuff that's
Yeah.
on Teams. But if we had to like just make a Google Doc to put into Slack, that could also work. All right. And now for the week the recap of this. So today I announced that we we made a kind of a starting relationship with Pittsburgh Food Bank, and also created a video planning to do a volunteer match and LinkedIn advertising plus our first fundraiser. And Neil also talked about um, planning for the curriculum and getting something created with just the outline probably next week at this time. And then Josh is the videos plus the running the club.
Okay.
And we also kind of talked about a potential 17th to 18th um, board meeting and also using Slack. Sweet. I'll clip that out, something like that, and and post it to YouTube. Other than that, we're probably good. Any closing thoughts?